Listen carefully to this story, not because it is dramatic or loud, but because it speaks the quiet truth most people only understand much later in life. It is a story about time, about small choices, and about how a single habit practiced every day can slowly change the direction of a life. Long ago, in a peaceful village far from crowded cities and endless noise, there lived a young boy named Arin. The village was simple and calm. Narrow dirt paths connected small homes built of stone and wood. Fields stretched wide beyond the houses, and every morning the air smelled of soil, grass, and fresh beginnings. Life in this village moved slowly. People rose with the sun and rested when it set. There were no clocks to chase, no screens to distract, only days shaped by effort and rest. In many ways, it was the perfect place to grow. Arin was strong, healthy, and intelligent. He had everything he needed to build a good future. But there was one habit that quietly followed him everywhere he went. Arin spent a great deal of time doing nothing. While other children helped their parents, learned small skills, or practiced simple tasks, Arin often sat beneath a large old tree near his home. He watched clouds move across the sky. He tossed pebbles into the dirt. He waited for time to pass, believing it would always be there for him. His mother noticed this early on. Each morning, as she prepared food or cleaned the house, she would speak to him gently. "My son," she said, "do not sit idle. Even a small effort today can help you tomorrow. Learn something, do something, move forward, even if it is slow." Her voice was calm. There was no anger in her words, only concern and care. Arin always smiled. He nodded politely, and then he returned to sitting still. "There is plenty of time," he would reply. "I will work hard later. Right now, I am young. I want to relax." Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, and slowly this habit became part of who Arin was. In the same village lived an older man named Karim. Everyone called him Karim Uncle. He was a farmer who had worked the land for most of his life. His hands were rough, his back slightly bent, but his movements were steady and sure. He woke early, worked patiently, and rested with satisfaction. Karim Uncle was not wealthy, but he was respected. He believed deeply in one simple truth: time, when used well, rewards you quietly. When wasted, it collects a debt you must eventually repay. One afternoon, Karim Uncle passed by the tree where Arin sat once again. He stopped, leaned on his walking stick, and looked at the boy. "Arin," he asked kindly, "do you know what free time really is?" Arin shrugged. "It's time to relax, Uncle." Karim Uncle smiled softly. "Free time is a test. Use it well, and it becomes your strength. Waste it, and it slowly becomes your weakness." Arin laughed lightly. "I am still young. I will think about these things later." Karim Uncle said nothing more. He simply nodded and returned to his field. Not long after that conversation, something unusual happened in the village. A respected merchant arrived from a distant town. He was a man known not for luck, but for discipline and wisdom. People said he had started with nothing and built everything through learning and effort. The villagers gathered as he spoke. "I am looking for young people," the merchant said calmly, "who understand the value of time. I will offer guidance and opportunity to those who show effort." Excitement spread quickly. The merchant continued, "In 10 days, each child must learn one skill of their choice. It does not need to be perfect. What matters is commitment." The children were thrilled. Some ran home to ask their parents for help. Others immediately began practicing. Arin felt a sudden spark of excitement. He imagined himself standing proudly among them. He imagined praise. He imagined success. Then reality quietly settled in. He had never learned anything seriously. The first day passed. Arin told himself he would begin tomorrow. The second day passed. He rested again. By the third day, he noticed his friends were busy. One practiced drawing every morning, Another helped his father repair tools. Some learned gardening, others music or simple crafts. Arin began to feel uneasy. He asked a friend, "What are you learning?" "I'm learning painting," the boy replied. "It's hard, but I'm improving." That night, Arin lay awake. For the first time felt different. It felt faster. It felt limited. He tried to learn something quickly, but effort felt unfamiliar. His hands were clumsy. His mind wandered. The days slipped away. When the 10th day arrived, the village gathered once more. Children stepped forward one by one. Paintings were shown, tools were displayed, songs were sung. The merchant watched carefully. Then it was Arin's turn. He stepped forward slowly. His hands were empty, his head lowered. The merchant looked at him calmly. "What did you learn?" Arin swallowed. "I wasted my time." The merchant nodded gently. "Time is like gold," he said. "Once it passes, it never returns. It does not warn you loudly, it teaches you quietly." That moment stayed with Arin. He returned home changed. The next morning, he woke earlier than usual. He did not rush. He did not promise himself great achievements. He simply decided not to waste the day. He began reading small books. He helped Karim uncle in the fields. He learned patience, effort, and consistency. Progress was slow, some days were difficult, but unlike before, Arin kept moving. Years passed. Arin grew into a man known for his discipline. He learned skills. He built trust. Eventually, he built his own work and became successful in ways that truly mattered. When people asked him the secret of his success, he always smiled. "I stopped sitting idle," he said, "and I learned to respect time." This story is not only about Arin, it is about all of us. Time is always speaking. Most people are simply too distracted to listen. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like this video. Share it with someone who may need this reminder and subscribe for more meaningful stories. Thank you for listening. May your days be purposeful, your efforts steady, and your time used with wisdom and care.